Welcome to Storytimer at Large. Darlene Baker. Darlene Baker lived in Cincinnati at 28 Craft Street in 1976. She was just 19. Darlene was born in 1957. There's not a lot that I could find out about her early life. In the only photo I could find, which is this one, she's smiling, a warm and kind smile. She looks directly into the camera, and you can sort of feel her kindness. In 1976, Darlene and her young son Cecil were living in an apartment at 28 Craft Street. It's kind of townhome looking apartment buildings. Each building is identical, but they look nice. A lot of mature trees. I'm sure the trees were probably smaller then. The apartment complex is still there today. On street view, you can't see her apartment building exactly, but you can see the ones that are identical that are in front of her building. So Cecil was 9 months old, and Darlene and he were home together. On September 14th, 1976, Darlene was found beaten to death in her bedroom. There was no sign of forced entry. A young black man was seen leaving the apartment through a window. This could have been someone she knew. She might have let him in herself or not. I wasn't able to find whether this happened on the ground floor or on the second floor. But one thing I do know about this type of apartment building, and you can see it if you go to the blog post about this. I'm sorry, I don't know how to make videos yet with lots of pictures that come at you in a nice, neat way, but the blog post will be, the link will be in the comments. But this type of apartment building that she lived in, the second story apartments, their attic space is a shared attic space for the whole building. And I don't know if for sure that's true with this particular apartment building, but I know that this type of apartment building often has that same feature. So there's one big attic space for the whole building, and that means you can enter the attic through a ceiling hatch that's usually located in a closet of a second-story apartment. And once you're in that attic, you can go into any second floor apartment in that same building through their attic access spot. Did that happen in this case? I don't know, but we do know that there was no forced entry signs. So either she knew this killer and she let him in, or perhaps he got in some other way. My questions, I have a lot of questions here. Did her killer leave any fingerprints or biological evidence behind? Did Darlene manage to scratch him? Did investigators collect her fingernails and scrape underneath them and save that evidence? That kind of stuff could lead to DNA being able to solve her murder. Can any evidence that was collected in this case still be tested? Darlene Baker's case can be found on the Ohio Cold Case website, and tips can be submitted there. Hopefully, someone has more information. People talk over the years. Maybe someone knows who did this. Maybe they felt too afraid to come forward before, but they're not afraid anymore. Darlene's son, Cecil Baker, was only 9 months old at the time of Darlene's murder. He had to grow up without his mother. That just shouldn't happen. She should have been allowed to raise her son in peace. And Darlene should still be here with us today. If you have any information that might help investigators, please consider submitting a tip to the Ohio Attorney General's cold case website. I'll post the link that's specifically for Diane's case in the comments of this video as well. I want to thank everyone who's listening to the videos, sharing them. If you've subscribed, thank you so much for subscribing. If you didn't subscribe, thank you so much just for listening. That's what it's all about. You never know if you might have information that could help solve a murder. Ohio and Indiana have quite a few unsolved cold cases, and so I'm hopeful that as the future unfolds, that we'll see many, many, many of these cases get solved. I mean, we have the tools, we have the ability to test DNA evidence and find killers. We have all of that technology at our fingertips now. So hopefully, in Darlene's case, hopefully we can find some resolution here. Find out who killed her. I just want to send out a moment of just thinking about young Cecil Baker, and I hope that he's okay. That's to me the saddest thing, to lose your mother when you're so tiny. Rest in peace, darling.